and to launch the motocross event, they had a guy ride a motocross bike around the top of the Sky Tower, round and round.
The video about...
I don't know. Was it tethered on or was it just...
I think it really matters.
Thanks, guys. And it's O'Neill, right?
Yeah.
And you're 50.
Just wait for the producer, he's coming. Huh? Who's going to be first? Well, yeah, you got the microphone. You're first, Esteban. You're the big man. With the big smile. There you go. You're almost, yeah. How old are you? 20. He's the oldest. Maybe he should start, huh? Okay. It doesn't matter. Petra's pole. Is that coming? Our special rookie edition today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our fourth press conference of the season, and this is a special one. We've got all rookies here today, starting from left to right. From Romania with 48 points and representing the MTech team, Petru Florescu. Welcome. Alongside him, from Australia, racing for Giles Motorsport, from Melbourne, Australia, 16-year-old Thomas Smith. And alongside him, Esteban Muth from Belgium, 17 years old and racing for M2 competition and most recently racing in F4. And alongside him, his brother, who is O'Neill Muth and who's come here to get some experience and some testing and is age 15, therefore not, sadly, eligible to race in the Toyota Racing Series this year, but hopes to race next year. Well, we'll start with the oldest, not by much, but first of all, welcome, Petru. First of all, give us an idea of the experience so far of the Toyota Racing Series for you.
Europe, the car is a bit different with less aero, but the engine is similar to the F3, and I enjoy it. It's good for the experience and for having a lot of time in the car.
Tell us a bit about your background, because you had a very strong karting background, but it almost came to an end rather suddenly. Tell us a little bit about your karting and what happened. Yeah,
so I went to KF in 2014, was that? And at my first race from the year as KF, I had an accident and I broke both my legs. Then I stayed for about 2 months in the hospital. I had a few surgeries, I think they're like 5. And I did a lot of training and recovery. And after 8 months, I was back in the car.
And what are your hopes for after Toyota this season for the 2019 season?
I was thinking about the Formula European Master. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's going to be the step.
Okay. If you could move over to the man alongside you, Thomas Smith, a Melbourne man. And let's start with a great bit of news for you, because you're from St Kilda and you're going to be racing at Albert Park in F4, you hope, in just a few months' time. How exciting, given that you're born from just down the road, is that going to be for you?
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity to be able to race at the F1 event as a support category. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing it, so we'll go back, and it starts pretty soon after this finishes, actually. So straight into the next series, and yeah, hopefully hit the ground running with this all done. So yeah.
You've got experience with F4 in Australia. How different are the cars here in New Zealand, the Toyota Racing Series, compared to what you've driven before?
Yeah, for sure. They're a lot different to the Mygale. Firstly, they weigh a lot less, like 200 kilos almost. So that was a bit different to get used to. And they got heaps more aero. So you don't really notice the top speed so much. They are a bit quicker, these cars. But yeah, it's mainly the aero. So a lot more trust with these sort of cars, so yeah, a bit different to get used to, but yeah, we're going pretty good now. So.
Another little insight we found out earlier today was we saw your sponsorship, but we've also seen it on another car in New Zealand. Tell us a little bit about the connection.
Yeah, Jack, he's my uncle, so yeah, he does the Dunlop Super 2 in Australia, and he comes over here and does the B&T V8s, just almost as a winter series, just to get prepared for racing back in Australia. So yeah, it's great having Jack. He's doing another path. He's trying to get into supercars in Australia, but yeah, he can give me some advice on what not to do and what to do, which is good. So yeah.
Well, you'll be able to watch the Grand Prix with you next week.
Yeah, for sure. He's actually racing, so that's very exciting. We've got the whole family, so, and it's Dad's birthday on the Sunday, so yeah. Hopefully, probably a big night on Sunday night, I think, but yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Let's turn to Esteban. Esteban, you've had, it's hard to describe, you've had some really good moments, but you've also had some bad luck. The race 2, I think, at Highlands, where you really deserved the win. Tell me about your experience so far leading into the penultimate round here at Taupo?
I think this championship is really good just to honestly to drive in the winter, because in my country it's really cold at the moment, so we can't drive there. The championship has been good so far. Just had some, would have liked to have a win, but didn't come yet. I hope it will come for sure. We're working on it. We know the pace is there. Just knowing quality didn't work out well with a small issue, but that's how it is. Now we push for tomorrow and we see.
You were telling me that working in France with the Straka team, it was more of an academy situation. So you didn't really have the individual engineer working with you specifically. How has that experience been here?
Yeah, so FFSA Academy is completely different. It's like 16 cars, 4 engineers, and everyone the same car, no setup. It was a new car, so quite a bit of issues all year long. And here you have your engineer, your mechanic. It's completely different. You have to get used to it, but we work well with my engineer, with my mechanic. It's one big team, everyone helping each other. Really nice to work with them.
You're 17, but you've got a family history. You've got your brother alongside you, but also your father raced rally, is that right?
Yeah, he was co-driver in rally. He was not really driving. I think I would never do that in my life. I would not trust it.
Those guys are brave.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I loved racing. It was watching his rallies, and then I came in a kart really young. I really loved it. That was my first crush, you know. So yeah, that's.
And this kid to your left, is he any good?
Sorry?
This kid to your left, is he any good?
Yeah, he's giving me some hard times in F4 last year. Especially in JRS, he had really good pace. So yeah, he's doing good.
Well, I made sure I looked at the times when he tested your car earlier this year, and you a couple of tenths off, so it runs in the family, huh?
Yeah, especially yesterday, he was really fast. I think he did a really good session. For the time he's in the car, it's really good.
Well, let's hear from the man himself. O'Neill, like you said, coming here to do some testing, how valuable has that experience been for you? You've done F4, of course, with your brother, but how important has that been for you?
Well, it's a good winter training, like my brother said. I didn't know the car before to came here, the tracks also, so driving 40 minutes every week, it's not a lot, but I'm still improving, and I'm gonna improve to the maximum and come back to Europe and win some races.
What's your plan for this European season?
I still don't know for the moment. The news is coming soon.
But you're coming back to New Zealand next year to be our first member signed up for Toyota Racing Series.
I hope so to coming back, I'm not sure.
Finally, just a question to any of you. I guess, obviously, O'Neill, the experience of New Zealand, how have you enjoyed it?
It's completely different to Europe. I drove FFSA F4 this year, so it's completely different. The team is helping me a lot along the 5 weeks, so yeah, it's really nice to be here.
Esteban's first comment about New Zealand was, there's a lot of sheep. That I think was his first line. So have you seen anything else besides the sheep yet?
Good weather.
Okay.
Good weather, because in Belgium it's not like this really. And beautiful cities. Like for the rest, it's small. Like the population is really small. Mm-hmm. So that's it.
And Thomas, obviously big rivalry between the Aussies and the New Zealanders, but are they treating you okay?
Yeah, they're pretty good over here. So yeah, they got the upper hand at the moment. But yeah, I just came here to learn, to be honest. I didn't really expect to do anything too special. To prepare me for my season in Australia.
And Petro, you've got Mick from Australia looking after you, learning different languages and different accents. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I enjoy especially the weather, which is very good compared to all the Europe, I guess, at this time.
Well, I'm going to open it up to the floor. Questions?
Thomas, obviously, I guess for you this season, if it was on cards, being one of the Australian drivers, going from a faster car lesson to something that's a little bit slower, like the F4 cars, does that make the transition a little bit easier, make the goals a little bit higher for your championship this year?
Yeah, for sure. So I think I got one test day before Albert Park, so just to get back into it. They're a little bit different to drive, but after coming here, to be honest, it should be heaps easier. Just the competition won't be as high, so hopefully we're up the front winning, so yeah.
I've got a question for all the drivers. The season finishes next weekend and you all go home. When you leave, which area of your driving can you look back on and think you really improved that during your time in New Zealand?
Yeah, for sure. Everything, to be honest. Just adapting to this type of car. As I said, it's heaps quicker than the F4, so mainly corner speed and aero. So yeah, I've learnt heaps. Yeah, and how to handle aero, and over here it's really European. So like in qualifying today, I only had four laps to get it right. So whereas in Australia you got basically a whole session. You just go out for like 20 minutes and do heaps of laps. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but yeah.
Petra?
Well, for me, it's more for the driving experience over the winter. The car I'm going to be driving next year is going to be more powerful and I'm going to have more downforce, but I think racing with less downforce helps me improving my driving overall.
Esteban?
Yeah, the Toyota Racing Series is a really good car. It's really light, so it's quite aggressive. I learned a lot to brakes because they are really good brakes. It's the same brakes than in F3. In F4 is like completely different. So I had to learn that back, and obviously a lot of experience, racing with really good drivers, and also just with the team. You know, to be with the team, learning a lot of engineer stuff and stuff like this. So that's it for me.
O'Neill, what have you learned?
I learned the car because it's completely different than the Miguel. I'm staying all the week with M2. I'm taking experience with debrief and stuff like this. I'm always at the briefings and stuff like this. Looking the races, it's really nice to look the races because a lot of experienced drivers, like Lucas that drove DTM this year, Marcus in F3, and a lot of people in F3. So it's really nice to be here, really.
Any more questions? Murray?
Drivers here ranging from 15 through to 19. I'm intrigued about the age. Do you have in your mind a window of opportunity that you need to get into racing, and how many seasons do you give yourself, whether that's sponsorship or talent or whatever? Do you have a focus on the development period of your career? Do you plan it in your head that I'll do 1 year of this, then this?
Well, actually, I don't know what I'm gonna drive this year, so my goals are to be the fastest as possible, always pushing the car to the limit, and that's the goal for me.
I think there is not really an age to be considered. It's not good to start at 21 years, obviously, but I don't think there is a specific age where you have to be in a car. I just think you have to do good seasons, always learn of better drivers. That's what makes you really good. So.
Yeah, I think as long as you're quick, so it does help being a little bit younger. So I'm 16, so I've got a few years to sort myself out and see if I'm good enough. Or yeah, so but the way the new super license works, you have to be 18 anyway, and to get all the points, you're probably going to be past 18. And yeah, I think yeah, they're just looking for the best drivers, to be honest.
For me, it's more about being quick. As quick as you are, you can improve and go up the ladder, and that's the most important thing. It doesn't really matter the age. Well, it matters up to a point.
If nobody's got any other questions, last question to all of you. When you go back to Europe or wherever you go back to, in your case Australia and Belgium and Romania, will you talk to the other drivers about the series, but also the importance? How important are the FIA super license points up for grabs now here in the Toyota Racing Series?
Well, for me, it's not a pressure at the moment because next year I'm gonna drive, I think, the Formula European Master. But for next years, they're gonna be important for F2, and they should be.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell people back in Australia what it's like over here. It's really European over here, so it's a lot different to what I have in Australia. But yeah, at the moment the points, they're not a huge issue at the moment, and there's only like I think 5 points to win for winning, but so it's not a whole lot anyway. So yeah, not really focused on that at this point in time.
For me, it's not at all a focus this year. I just came here to learn, so next year will be more important to have some super license points. So we see there when we come there.
I don't take any super points because I'm not driving the championship, but yeah, the series is really good. I can tell to everyone it's the best winter training you can do, I think, and yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Well, our thanks once again to Petru Florescu of Romania, to Thomas Smith from Melbourne, Australia, to Esteban Muth and to O'Neill Muth from Belgium. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for the Castrol Toyota Racing Series Press Conference 4. Thanks. Good job. Thank you.